The herons, egrets, and bitterns all have long necks and dagger-like bills, but run the gamut from the large and conspicuous great blue heron to the tiny and well-camouflaged least bittern. Though they're one of our most familiar bird families, there is considerable confusion about exactly what is and what is not a heron or an egret. It's common to hear herons called cranes, for example, but they are not close relatives. One simple way to differentiate them is to note that herons fly with their necks folded, while cranes fly with their necks fully extended. Other long-neck wading birds, including ibis, spoonbills, storks, and flamingos, also fly with their necks held out. None of them is placed within the heron family. Be aware, though, that herons and egrets may fly short distances before pulling in their necks and assuming their characteristic posture. Distinguishing herons from egrets trips up some people, too. Basically, an egret is a white heron, but the distinction has little biological significance. The word egret comes from the French aigrette, the name given to the fancy plumes that many egrets and herons sport during the breeding season. Herons and egrets are a great group for beginning birdwatchers. They're beautiful, fun, and easy to watch, and the identification challenges they present are for the most part readily solved. If you can get a decent look at the bill and legs, chances are you can identify your bird. For example, the great egret has an orange-yellow bill that is rather heavy at the base but tapers to a sharp point. The snowy egret has a black or dull-colored bill that is much more slender and straight throughout its length. The great egret's legs and feet are black. The adult snowy has black legs, but the toes are bright yellow. It is often said to be wearing golden slippers. About as tough as it gets is something like reddish egret versus little blue heron. Even here, leg color and bill shape are diagnostic, but the easiest distinction is behavior. Reddish egrets have a persistent habit of raising their wings and running around frantically. Little blue herons are much more reserved. These two species illustrate another potentially confusing point. Some reddish egrets and some little blue herons are white, while others are dark. But the similarity ends there. Reddish egrets, like snow geese, are a celebrated example of morphs. Individual reddish egrets are either white or dark their entire lives. They don't change over time. In contrast, all typical little blue herons are born white, but then become dark, passing through an adolescent pied plumage. The distinctive night herons also vary in appearance as they age. They first wear a streaky plumage that might be confused with that of an American bittern, but note the bittern's unspotted back and heavy black mustache stripes. American bitterns also have an unearthly, pumping call. Most other herons and egrets have rather unremarkable croaks and squawks, though they are different enough to be useful in identification. Here's a green heron. Now here's a snowy egret. As a group, the herons and egrets are deservedly more celebrated for their looks than for their voices.